Morning, lovely people. I'm in the workshop. Thought I'd do a quick workshop share because I've been working on a piece of piano which I find probably the most challenging. I'm a little bit croaky because I had COVID, so I'm now sort of all clear, and luckily it didn't sort of set me too low for too long. But I'm still a little bit kind of sore throaty, and I've still got a bit of a cough. Anyway, it's by the by. I've been working on this, which is rather beautiful, and is the stand bit that you place the music against on a music desk for a grand piano. So you'd put your sheet music against this, and you'd be facing this. Well, you wouldn't be facing this side. This is actually the back of it, because when you're French polishing, you always work on the back of the surface first, or the underside, so that the top is the last thing that you touch, because you can piece it back together again, and then there's no sort of pressure marks or weight or anything on it. So this side, you'll see, is still matte. But when I started this, it was full of grain. It had been worked on by a furniture restoration company after a fire had and water ingress from the fireman's hoses had caused a lot of damage on it. But they're not piano restoration, and it wasn't done right, so we're fixing it. Anyway, this was once full of grain, and now you can see it's beautifully kind of flat and matte and smooth from where I've been building up layers and layers of French polish and then sanding it back to make it all nice and smooth, so that you get that really kind of glassy finish from French polish, which is what you want on a piano. You want that very kind of reflective one. So that's what I'm working on at the moment, and one of the joys of I say the joys one of the challenges of working with this is because there's so many cutout bits, and because you are brushing on French polish, which is kind of like the consistency of runny honey. You're sort of doing it onto the flat surface, and you end up with lots of kind of lumps and bumps underneath if you're not careful, so you've got to take your time. It's hugely time consuming, and then you have to go round all of these internal angles really carefully with a brush, and brush French polish into that too. I dream of being able to kind of dip these things in, but but you couldn't ever do it because you just end up with runs everywhere. Anyway, that's what I'm working on at the moment, and then other parts. This is upstairs. I showed you downstairs last time, so now we're upstairs where my clipboards are with all of my jobs, and my various piano parts for the various pianos that I am working on. And at some point, that huge lid and all these other parts have to be super shiny, and then they have to go back onto the body of one of the pianos that I'm working on at the moment. Anyway, that's a little brief workshop update. This is part of what I get up to in my working week. And there's updates from home too, because I've moved my studio from upstairs to downstairs, and I'm back in my front room, which I quite enjoy working down there, and the dogs get to hang out with me. But the poor old girl, who our Labrador, is now 15, and she can't negotiate stairs anymore, so I felt like I needed to be back downstairs to give them all a bit more company. And in the background you can probably hear Onyx the puppy singing away, because he can hear me chatting, and what he really wants is a cuddle. So I'm going to go and check on the dogs and crack on with some French polishing, and I shall give you a studio update soon. Bye!